Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Cities Skylines. We are playing Exactville. Okay, so I have added the where well, it's over here. I've added the tree brush mod a little bit to see about filling this area in a little bit and maybe popping in a few types of trees. I'm not really gonna do the big tree park thing, but I am feeling that these areas would be park type areas. You would kind of, all of these big road reserves would be almost like parkland type areas, just to give the city a nice feel, even though it is actually heavily traffic orientated. But they'll have a bit of a run of a tree area like this. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I'm just going to touch it up a little bit as we go, and make sure that we've got it's looking a little bit nicer. And I'll try and differentiate the trees a little bit. Just gonna run it through a little bit, just so it's a little bit more in line with what it would actually look like in reality, in the area, of course, where there are trees. If you're talking about a big road reserve in Dubai, it'll most definitely not look like this. Okay, and maybe some more of these. And yeah, I know it's not a nice spread, and some areas will be thicker than others and the likes, but I think that's about good. It's a little bit of a area like that. Oh, and the other one that I wanted to do was a bit over here, a bit on the top of the hill, and so on. Okay, pop it in like that a little bit. Yeah, good stuff. I think I'm gonna just finish it off like that. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so what are we gonna do in this episode? I've cleaned that up a little bit. Yeah, I've got some flack about how this area looks, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it too much at all. Okay, in this episode, I'm gonna stop emptying this and stop emptying that. Yep. And I'm gonna try and fill in our city a little bit to see if we can't get some more traffic going. Well, this area is actually getting a little bit busier, but I'm gonna try and see if we can't get things a little bit busier. Fill it in a little bit, add some more office areas, maybe all alongside here. It might not be a bad idea. Run something like that a little bit. And what else? What else will we do? I'm thinking about moving out into this direction on this side of the map to see if we can't fill up this road a little bit. There's been some suggestions about maybe some farmland out here. We can extend that road. Oh, there's a rail station there as well. Extend that road into a kind of a national highway over in this direction to fill in some farmland over there. But I think first thing is first, I'm going to try and maybe fill up this area over here. I want a bit more traffic in this area, and I think this is going to be a nice way of doing it. Ultimately, this will probably be a bridge across this piece of highway over here. At the moment it's like a right in right out arrangement, but once this gets busy and we're starting to get a big demand to cross, it'll be a similar like arrangement like we have over here that crosses on that side. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? Let's see about that. Yeah, I want to fill in this area as well. I think this looks very nice to fill in this area too. Filling in. Okay. Since I've done this one, I might as well make use of that very same road over there and see about running it like this and potentially tying it in like that. Yeah, something like that. That's not bad, but what I would also need, alternatively, that's not, yeah, maybe that's not the greatest way of doing it. Maybe what we should do is we'll pop it in like that, but we'll then bend it along that way to do the parallels. Yeah, I think that's more realistic in this instance. It'll be more efficient. And what we could do is we could bend it that way and run it underneath. It would actually cut across underneath. Okay, so let's do that. It's a bit of a low clearance, that, but it does work, it seems. And now what we can do is we can bend it in, probably in the middle there. So let's straighten this up, and we'll do something like that. Yeah. And now what will we do? That, like that. That doesn't look too bad. However, that is very, very close to the highway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. Move this a little bit. Move that a little bit. And move this a little bit. Yeah, something like that. Is that? Yeah, that's okay. That is okay. Bring that one in a little. Yeah, that's fine. It gives us a little bit more room next to the highway. And yeah, I'm not against doing that. Now all we'll probably see is a few connections from the one side to the other. So let's get a road in here again. Probably a little bit more straight section. Something running like that, and something running like this. There we go. That's a pretty decent stretch. What we would, however, see is that if we want to bridge this, this is probably too close. I think that's all that is saying. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to zone this specific area. I'd rather zone the rest of it. We've already got the water running here. Okay, so what will probably happen is we'll run it through there. We'll switch off all the snapping. We'll run it alongside this road and meet it up on that side over there. Okay, so now we've got some water there, probably have some electricity. I am thinking about extending the commercial area. And one thing that I can also do is I can also switch snapping back on over here for a minute. We can go out like that, and I can make another loop almost. So something like that. That's a little bit much. I think it's going to be a pretty tight turn. Yeah, unless you do something like this. And yeah, that's not bad. What it may, however, be is a little bit too much of a turn over there. So let's go back and do this. Switch off that one. There we go. We'll kink it in like that. Okay, that's not a bad stretch. That is not a bad stretch. It's actually looking pretty good as a kind of neighborhood layout. That's not too uniform, but not too inefficient. Okay. From a zoning perspective, I'm going to go with some higher density commercial all along the rail. Yeah, up to say there. Good stuff. Oh, I lost this one. Interesting. Okay, what we'll do is we'll pop one over there. Probably fill this area. Yeah, what happens is we'll try and shield that area a little bit more. Okay, good stuff. I'm liking that layout. So what are we going to combine this with? So over here we've got residential, and I think we may even extend that in a little bit. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. This area can also be commercial. Maybe this can be a bit of a commercial block, then the rest will become residential. Is that a big road? No, this is not the big road. That's the big road, and then this one is obviously the big road. So this is fine. This is fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some little through through pedestrian routes, which is not quite looking the way I would like. So snapping is causing a bit of an issue here again. So let's take off the snapping and we'll yeah, take off, come on. Okay, and then I'll just run it like that. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. And like that. Yeah. Ooh, maybe this one should also go at a bit of an angle to allow a better strip of zoning. Okay, cool. So that's what we've got over there. So let me fill in some more of this. Maybe not going to do it all the way to the intersections, just to leave us a bit of room there. Over here, same thing. And maybe over this side, what I'll do is I'm going to do these as residential again, and even over here, and this one, then I'll just fill that one in a little bit more like that. There we go. Yes, so you wouldn't in general see zoning all the way up to the edge. That's a little bit strange. There's always a bit of a chamfer. I think I've talked about this before. A bit of a chamfer left at the corner of at the junction, and that is mainly that if you're driving here, you can actually see, well, there's a tree appeared in the middle of nowhere over there. So as you're driving here, you can actually see cars coming on from that side. That's part of why the chamfer is there. The other reason for that is so that you can run utilities around the corner without having to have a big utility connection on the road edge here. So you have utilities running here and there. If I switch on the water, I will try and show you what I mean. If you say you have utilities running, they run like that and then that way alongside there, and then they don't actually connect like that, but they connect like this, and so it'll go straight and it'll turn in that similar fashion. And much like you see here, it'll probably run on both sides of the road too, like that, and then like that, and come on. Wow, that's a bit weird. Anyway, so that's the kind of way you would see utilities be shaped, so that's fine. Okay, let's fill in this area a little bit more. What I've got on this side, I've got the service road, and in a situation like this, you could see service road allowing you full constructability on the service road itself. But I'm not sure you would generally see, well, you could see residential on there. You could definitely see residential on there. You can see some other things on there too. For me, I think we need a little bit of an office cluster. Well, definitely from a zoning perspective, it seems like we need some office. The demand is high for that, so let's add a bit of that in there. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, do that. Good stuff. Yeah, let's fill this area over here, and then let's run the offices all along the service road here. Yeah, that's going to be good. Yeah, I can actually fill in some office there too. Nice, nice, nice. Might be able to squeeze in some other pathways and things. Wow, we need some parks in here. Shall we do a bit of a... Yeah, this area would be nice. Is there something else we can have? What about the botanic garden? It actually fits quite nicely in that spot there. Let's do that. Let's pop in the botanic garden over there, see if we can't... Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'm liking it. Ooh, we've got an area without water. Okay, so we'll run the water alongside the road. Over here, and it'll join up over there. I'm hearing lots and lots of upgrades around here. The offices are filling in. The commercial is filling in nicely. Good. Good, that's very good. Commercial is filling up very nicely. That's good. Over here, yeah, I've got a bus station, so at some point we can do a bit of a bus route that runs through this area. Yeah, maybe up to there, then come around this side and do that. Yeah, that could work, could work. In these types of environments, what I also like to do is just separate this area a little bit with a pathway, kind of straight down the middle in situations like that. There we go. Yeah, this one. Yeah, right alongside the bridge here would be good. And then maybe also a little something like that. Like so. Yeah, there we go. Again with the water issues. I'll be able to squeeze through there. Okay, what's happening with our water? Okay, so we'll run it alongside the service road over here. Good stuff. It'll run that way too. Nice, nice, we're getting there. There's a bit of traffic on the bridge. It's filling in nicely. We need a bit more commercial. I'm wondering if we need to extend the commercial area a little bit. This area will get busy now, and I'm thinking we don't really have a close access point into this area, so everybody coming here is probably doing this and taking that route to get to this area. So yes, at some point we'll need an appropriate access into this area, especially as it fills up and get bigger or denser and busier. Okay, so what do we still need? We still need a lot of office. So let's go and extend our office development like so. Nice. Fill in the one side of the road over here with some office. That's good. This area I think is going to be commercial. Not commercial, residential. Something like that. Something like this. And maybe even the back over here could be a bit of residential. Right next to this, I'm not quite sure. No, maybe that's okay for the residential. We'll do this side as well. There we go. Have a smaller building over there and over there. There we go. Zoning that makes sense. Yeah, that's off limits, I believe. Good stuff. It's starting to look very nice over here. And we're starting to have some trouble with some dead people and some garbage. To the back of this, yeah, we can double up the office. Ooh, don't do this just yet. And like so. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to zone this area here, so that's probably okay. But what I can do is I can zone all of that. I'll zone all of that. Yeah, so filling in this area, it's going to get see a bit more traffic, I'm thinking. But yeah, that's looking nice, looking very nice. What I also wanted to do is put a few paths through this section, just so it kind of looks like the kind of park type environment a bit more. I'll start over there, we'll run up this side, something like that, for instance. I might actually connect this up like so, so you get onto that area. Can we? Wow. Yeah, no real point in connecting it up over there. Yeah, we probably should try and connect across here somewhere. So if I connect it like this, so let's give it a bit of a squiggle. Yeah, that's not bad. Straighten it up a little. Pop it in there. Yeah, that's pretty good. That'll be a good section. And now the question is, oh, this is okay. You don't necessarily need that because these guys can walk across over there. Yeah, that's good. The church is ringing its bell a little bit. Good stuff. How's our traffic over here? All still working. Everything is still working. Yeah, good stuff. The bus station, very busy. I need to have a look at my bus routes at some point just to see if they require any further buses on them or whether they're okay. Are we filling in? Yeah, we've zoned this area, so it's slowly filling in. And what I am wondering about is whether we should look at sizing this road a little bit bigger and adding an exit in here as well. So there's an entry and an exit. Entry into this area and an exit in that direction. Or should we do the exit in this direction? Well, at the moment there's no demand for it, but there is actually, yeah, there are exits, so we really need the entry, to be honest. But then we're going to have some crossing traffic over there, so what we should probably do is upgrade the bridge to a bit of a wider section. Shall we do something like this? I'm wondering if we should do something like that. That might be good. So how does that work? Yeah, I'm liking it. I am liking it. Okay, that's good. I want definitely add a signal in there though. So similarly, I will put snapping back on and get a ramp. I'm just gonna do. I'm just gonna do. Okay, over there, like such, and then we're gonna start ramping up. So how far is that? That's about 20 in total. So over 10, I'm gonna go 6. Slope to steep. Really? Wow. Okay, 5. 509. Yeah. And then I'm gonna go up. Really? Should I pull this back? Wow, that's funny. Okay, let's pull it back a little bit. Okay, something like that. So how far do we have? 24. So we'll do 6 over 12. Really? What's going on? Okay, and then the rest goes. Wow. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use move it. To pull this out just a bit. You didn't know that's how they build bridges in reality? But as soon as something doesn't match, they what's going on? So if I link that up, yeah, that's pretty good. That is really pretty good. And so now what we'll find is that hopefully we've got enough. Yeah, but what this definitely has to be like a signal, right? Yeah, so potentially this can go straight over without actually providing access points. That's fine. There needs to be some form of control here, right? Some form of control. So maybe what it is just a set of signs saying, well, guys, this is on a yield condition, and then this most certainly needs something. I am not sure that's okay. What's that? That's been done. So that one's fine. Those guys are just going to yield for it. But this definitely needs to be a signal. Just switch on the signal over here. but they're still kind of running on the same time. So what I need to do is I need to set the signal. So do a timed traffic light over here. Set up the timed signal. And what I want to do is add a step, add the turn. So first things, we have that on green. This is moderate sensitivity, so the minimum time is like 5 and the maximum is like 15. Okay, that's okay. And then we add another step, and the next step is that one on red and these two on green. Perfect. And the same thing over there, right? And let's start it and see how that goes. So now the turn is doing the green thing. Wow, that guy. Now the through movements will do. Yeah, I think this is going to work much better. Good stuff. Now the turn is on green. It's a little bit of a wide turn for those trucks. And now this is on green. Yeah, this is going to work well. This might not work as well though. So I might have to add a signal onto this one to make sure we are getting enough time for it. Yeah, definitely. So let's switch that one on as a signal. Yeah, it's a bit of a tight turn. Okay, so let's go back to our timed signals. So this one, let's add a node. How do I add a node to it? Rotate, copy, enable test mode. So I can't. Ooh. Junction is part of timed script. Click on this node to remove it first. Okay. I don't want to do that. What I want to do is click on this. Right now I want to add a node to it. Stop. Add a junction. Ooh. Got a lot of traffic happening. So while the left, yeah, this is perfect. So that is perfect. That one is perfect. And now let's edit this one. So while this one is going green, I actually want that one to run. Yeah. Okay. So let's do that. Let's save and let's start them. No, what's going on? Stop. Edit this one. So when that, yeah, well, somehow that didn't work. Okay, so there you go. Save and start. So now it's filling in that area. Okay, now this is running green. Yeah, that one works quite well. I just maybe need to look at the timings a little bit. Okay. The road is getting pretty busy. Yeah, I might let's stop it for a second and let's edit this. I want it very long and up to, let's say, 30, and save and edit this one. I want it very long phases and up to 30 and save and start. Let's see how that goes now. Okay, so run. So now we're allowing the green through movement over here. Yeah, I think this is gonna work. This is gonna work. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, it's very slow around that corner though. But it is working nicely. A lot of trucks making that turn. Yeah, that turn is a tedious turn. You wouldn't typically see something like that. It's keeping going, but it's got a lot of queuing space. So what is the the hold up on this side? Not really a lot. It's still doing its thing. Yeah, no, ooh, that's good. Yeah, that turn is tediously slow. I'm wondering what if I shouldn't bend it just a little bit. Maybe I should do that. But I'm happy with the with the signal now. If I just bend this, look at the curvature of these roads a little bit, the movement will be a bit quicker and it'll be more efficient. But it's really working quite well. Okay, so that's fine. Let's close off this one. Let's have a look at Move It. So if I use Move It now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see about moving that a little bit. Moving that a little bit and doing something like that. Oh, that might be a bit much. If we bring it out a little bit, yeah, that's much better. There we go. So let's have a look if we see once the turn is back on again, if that works better. How's that? Quicker? Maybe a little. It certainly looks better. Yeah, it certainly looks better. Okay, let's see what we can do with this one. If we move this one even further this way, and we see about getting that bend in there. We'll need to move it even more. And we'll need to bend it even more. Yeah. Okay, so is that okay? How does that work? So with a curvature like this, we'll get better turns, especially on the big trucks. Right, and that's typically how they'd build it anyway. Wow, there's a bit of a queue happening. Oh, I know these guys. Struggling to get these guys to actually clear. Okay. Might still need a bit of work on the signal though. Okay, hang on. See what's happening here. Okay, is that kinked now? Yeah, it's definitely kinked. But because it is, let's see about doing that. Is that okay? Are you going to be able to? I'm hoping I'm not getting a lot of U-turns here. What is that? Oh, so they're just two buses waiting. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. No one is using this anymore, it seems. That's very interesting. So, what I'm wondering about is this road might have to be upgraded to a 2-lane, and then we'll have to upgrade the rest of this. But we'll do that in the next episode. Okay guys, I'm ExactChaos, and this has been Cities Skylines Exactly. If you've liked this episode, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Thank you, bye bye.